Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Mike Ferris. Thank you so much for joining, and in this video I'm going to be showing this Still Life Cherries piece here, and this is to my mom. Mom, happy Mother's Day. I love you so much. And for everyone else, if you're following along, be sure and watch this video all the way through so you don't miss any of the steps, as I will be showing step by step how to lay this out from start to finish. So now let's get started. So I'm starting off with a 9x12 hardboard canvas, and I've already drawn out the image using just a pencil, and you can use chalk or whatever you have. And so now starting off, I'm going to have some raw umber, some permanent black, and titanium white, and with this mixture it's just going to be a little brown and black in there, and some titanium white to lighten it up just a bit. And this is going to be the start of my background color. So now, without cleaning my brush, just picking up more titanium white, and I want to start down here and then work it on up into the other color so that I can just barely sort of blend it in. And I don't want a ton of paint because I don't want to cover up that dark stuff up there, so it has this nice transition. And so again, more titanium white, and each time I do that it's going to get lighter and lighter, and the whole idea is to get this nice gradient from its darkest value up top and then to gradually get lighter as it comes towards the bottom. Now, after cleaning my brush, I'm taking Phthalo Blue and some Cad Yellow to make this green, and then to that a little bit of permanent black, and then into that a little bit of titanium white, and now I'll dull that down with just a little raw umber like so, and now again some more titanium white just to brighten that up just some more. And with this is going to be the base color to start off with for the pot. Okay, then I realized I left out this background color right here. Forgot to fill that in, so real quick with that. Okay, and now with my number 18 flat, I'm taking some of this crimson red and just scooping it up and onto these cherries, and this will be for the base coat. Now I'm going to make this warm reddish brown color, so that's burnt umber this time, a little bit of this Cad Yellow into it, and now taking some crimson red into this guy, and this is going to be the base color for the table in certain areas. Now with a clean brush, I'm taking permanent black and raw umber together, and this will be the base coat for this other part of the table and also for some shadows. So now taking that dark color and also applying it to the stems, and that'll be for some shadows later that will show through on some of the color when I put that down. Okay, with a clean brush now I'm taking Phthalo Blue, a little bit of Crimson Red, and a little touch of permanent black into that. And this is a very dark purple color that I'm going to use now, and I'm going to put that right here. So now with that same color on my brush, I just want to go down here on this part of the table and in this shadowed area make this a little darker. Okay, now with a clean brush, I'm going to take some Cad Yellow, just a little bit of Phthalo Blue, more raw umber this time, and then to that some titanium white, and a little bit more titanium white. And now with this brighter green color, I'm going to go ahead on top of this base coat, and this base coat on the pot now will help complement this new color that I have now, and it also adds more dimension and depth within its color, making it more vibrant. Okay, now going into Phthalo Blue and a little bit of Cad Yellow, some raw umber, and then to that now a little bit of permanent black, just a little bit like so, and no titanium white this time. I want this darker color over here because this is going to be the shadow side of the pot. And now back over here with this lighter green color, and just going to add another layer, and then also I want to dust this over some of that darker shadow color, and that just really helps give it a more smooth, natural look to it. Okay, now with a clean number 18 flat brush, some raw umber and permanent black together, and with the edge of it I'm just going to start applying some of the lines on the pot. Okay, and now I'm just going to tap the line like so, and this is going to create a thicker and more broken line. And now with my brush vertical, I'm going to go ahead and do these little hash marks on the edge of the brush. And any way you want to kind of do these are just little actions that I'm going to be starting to use to build the texture of the pot. So now it's time to really start building the texture of this nice ceramic pot. So with the corner of my brush, with that raw umber and black mixture, I'm just going to take and dab in just these little hash marks like you see, just in random spots. Now I'm going to put them more together in a cluster where I want rows of them, sort of in a kind of an organized pattern, but you can do this however you want to do it. And so again, this will look really nice however you just choose to put this on, but this is just going to be the start of just the base on some of these details, and then we'll go over this with more stuff and build this guy up. And now also up here too, I'll dab some up. And by the way, this is my number 6 flat brush that I'm using, and this is just to help get in some smaller areas. So now we're going to take Phthalo Blue, a little bit of Cad Yellow, a little touch of raw umber, and more Phthalo Blue in there, and more white this time. And it's going to be just a little bit different of a tone. And so we're going to go ahead and scratch in some of these different tones within this green and turquoise type color area. And so into that same color now I want to take this Cad Orange and a little bit of phthalo blue and some white to get this dull orange color that's kind of bright. And with that, I'm just going to barely put some of that color on my brush because I want to dry brush that in and just sort of give a hint of this color in there here and there. Okay, and so back to that dull orange color, that's a little phthalo blue and cad orange in there, and just a tiny bit of white, and it's a little darker, and I just wanted to put that on the bottom of the pot there. So after cleaning my brush, a little bit of phthalo blue, a little bit of that cad yellow, and again some raw umber, and a little bit of that permanent black, and I want to reinforce this shadow area and just sort of dust over some of this. Okay, back to that dull green color now. That's phthalo blue, just a little bit of cad yellow, more raw umber, and now some white. And with that, I'm going to go back in now, and I want to make this contrast difference here. So as you saw, we reinforced the shadow. Now I want to reinforce some of this lighter area, and again change the tone back a little bit. And the more times we scratch in these different tones with each other, the more dimension and the more interesting this ceramic pot starts to look. Okay, more raw umber now and black again, and with that, just going to go back and reinforce some of these lines and sort of dab them in like you see, and just sort of blends it in and breaks it up and makes it more interesting. Okay, so with that same dark color now, that raw umber and black, I'm going to just make a shadow right under the pot like so, and also underneath this cherry right here. So now with a red toothbrush and lots of water on it, I've got this dark mixture now, and I'm just tapping it into that now, and I want to flick the bristles and show you up close how when I do that, the paint splatters against the ceramic pot like this, and it gives it more texture in doing this. Okay, so now I'm taking the shadow color of the cherries, that's crimson red, and to that a little bit of permanent black. And so with this mixture, I want to zoom you in close now, and I'm going to lay this color down by putting more pressure on my brush like so. See, it's bending the bristles, and then without bending the bristles, I'm just going to gently pull that color into the red that you see there. And in that way, it just helps to give that nice soft transition. Okay, and so same thing now for this guy, and same method applies. Okay, so in the same way, I'm just going to take this shadow color now and just here and there go ahead and apply that, and as I want it to fade into the other color, again it's less pressure on my brush, and I'm just going to pull that color gently over the other ones. So now with a clean brush, I'm taking some phthalo blue and some crimson red, and I want this purple mixture more to the blue side. And with that, this is going to be the color on top of this red base coat for this cherry in the shadow area. And so this purple will actually be complemented by this underneath crimson that we put down first, and gives it more vibrance and depth that way. Okay, so now more black into that crimson. I want it a little bit more darker now for these shadowed areas. Okay, back to that dull green color again. That's phthalo blue, yellow, some raw umber, and most of that color off my brush because I want it more bright now, so lots of titanium white into that. And so with that brighter color now, I want to go in there and I want to help sort of contrast against that shadow color with this stuff that's in the light, and that in turn will help bring more dimension to the ceramic pot. Okay, now taking Phthalo Blue and a little bit of Crimson Red, and I'm going to make it to the blue side on this purple color, and some Titanium White to show, and with that I'm just going to start applying that in places here and there. Okay, so up close I just wanted to show you I put just a teeny bit of that purple color on my brush, and I'm just dry brushing it in like this. It helps blend it in right away, and this purple color is going to really give a nice royal shine on top of these cherries. So with that light purple color again, I'm just going to take that and apply that to the ring of the edge of this cherry right here. And now without cleaning my brush, just a little bit of titanium white now, and I'm going to start streaking in that in some places. Okay, so I've cleaned off my brush, and now just some crimson red and a little bit of titanium white, and with this is going to be some of the start of this bright highlight. Okay, so heavier pressure in the middle like so, and then as I get out here, less pressure, barely touching, and see how it gives that nice glow in that transition. Okay, now going to yellow, a little bit of Cad Orange, and a little bit of this burnt umber now, and some titanium white to that. And I want to go in here on this table now and add some more layers and brighten some areas up. now with a clean brush, I'm taking raw umber, and with that I'm just going to use the edge of it, and I'm just going to scratch in some of these wood grain details. Okay, now permanent black and raw umber together, and with that, this is going to be the color that I'll put down that is for the shadow that's being cast by the cherries. Okay, so now after a clean brush, back to titanium white, and I'm going to go in and brighten up some of the cherry highlights. And I want to take you in close again and zoom in and show you when I put this white on that I'm not covering up all that faded color there, because all of that faded color beyond just the direct white is what really gives that shine and natural light transition, as you can see there. Okay, so now going to Phthalo Blue and mostly titanium white, and I just want to give this slight hint of a blue hue and just put that sort of here and there, and again that just really helps complement that nice royal shine to these cherries. Now cleaning my brush and back to titanium white, and now this time I want to get things as bright as I can possibly get them. And again, zooming you in, and notice I'm not covering all that up. Okay, so now I'm going into burnt umber, a little bit of this cad yellow now, and now just some titanium white, and I want to make this little shine reflection on the table right here. Now going into permanent black, and this time a little bit more of that into that crimson red. I want to darken these shadows up now. Okay, so now I'm going to make this little reflective color of these cherries against the table. So some red, some black, a little bit of white. And with that, I'm just going to go ahead and scratch that here. And in this way, I'm saying that the color of this cherry is so vibrant, it's actually sort of reflecting some of that color right here on the side of the table. Okay, now cleaning my brush, and again, just some more titanium white. You know, with a clean brush, just some Phthalo Blue and Cad Yellow for a green color, and on top of this dark stuff on the stems, I'm going to go ahead and start applying this color down. Okay, now just some Cad Yellow and white into this mixture, and some of that for a direct highlight. I'm just going to scratch that on part of the stems. Okay, now some of that dull orange color, some Phthalo Blue, some of that orange, and some titanium white. And just going to dab that here and there, but not everywhere, and start applying some of this texture on top of the stems up top like so. Again, I'm more Cad Yellow and white, and this will be for highlights on the stems up here as well. Okay, I've just raw umber on my brush and just going to dab that a little bit here and there and streak it down the side on the stems a bit. And now with a clean brush, I'm taking just titanium white and just going to hit some of the stem with direct white highlight. Okay, so I'm going to take my script liner brush now with lots of water and titanium white, and I'm going to sign right here. Thank you all so much for watching, and if you're new to my channel and you have been inspired by this and you want to learn how to paint step by step, then hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the lessons that I'll be putting out regularly. And if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and drop those down below, and until next time guys, happy painting.